Number 1. Will. The Green Lantern Corps is one of those legendary DC comic groups that are just fun, you know? These guys and gals are the ultimate space cops, protecting the universe with pure willpower. And yeah, we mean that literally. Not just brute force, but the kind that makes you push through when everything seems impossible. For billions of years, they've kept the universe in check, armed with some seriously cool rings. Here's the thing. The Green Lanterns didn't just appear out of nowhere. It all began 3 billion years ago with the Guardians of the Universe, super smart beings who got tired of dealing with the chaos caused by one of their own. So they set up shop on the planet Oe and created the Corps to fight evil. But you can't just walk in and get a ring. No, you gotta have guts. Serious guts. These rings are all about imagination and willpower. You can make weapons, shields, giant glowing creatures, but if you're not ready to back it up, the ring's not gonna work for you. Every lantern has a sector to guard, like a neighborhood to watch over. They fight bad guys, keep the peace, and ensure that justice wins the day. This may sound like a dream job, but there's one catch. They never get to back down, and they have an oath that's pretty much a battle cry.
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's life.
It's kind of a full-time commitment if you think about it. Now, before we dive deeper into the Lantern Corps, if you're new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, take a second to subscribe now. It's one small click for you, but it's a huge deal for us. Thanks. Number 2. Fear. If the Green Lantern Corps is willpower and order, the Sinestro Corps runs on fear and intimidation. It's like comparing the sun to the dark side of the moon. Complete opposites. Sinestro wasn't always the bad guy. He started as one of the greatest ever Green Lanterns, but as you obviously guessed, power kind of went to his head. Instead of leading with courage, he began using fear to control people, which is really easy when you can make anything out of that green ring. The Guardians kicked him out, and he took that personally. Instead of maybe learning from his mistakes, he ran off to a place called Q-Word and created the Sinestro Corps, a group that thrives on fear. Here's the wild part. Sinestro didn't recruit people who wanted to be heroes. He searched for the people who were best at spreading bone-chilling terror. And you know what makes it even crazier? The more terrified their enemies get, the stronger they become. So, you know, fire meet gasoline. The Sinestro Corps isn't about protecting the universe. They want to control and crush anybody who gets in their way. If the Green Lanterns are the light, these guys are the dark side, trying to dominate everything they touch. In blackest day, in brightest night, beware your fears made into light. That's a pretty metal oath, and kind of fitting for these people. It's their philosophy that fear gives them power, and they will use it to rule the universe. Number 3. Rage. If anger had a home, it would be the Red Lantern Corps. These guys are fueled by pure, unfiltered rage that turns your blood into fire and makes your vision red. They're all about vengeance, destruction, and burning away obstacles. It all started with Atrocitus, who built the Red Lantern Corps. His story doesn't begin with evil, but with pain. Atrocitus survived a brutal genocide in Sector 666, where his whole tribe was wiped out by the Guardians' creations, the Manhunters. Imagine the fury you'd feel if somebody else's bad decision destroyed everything you loved. That kind of anger doesn't just go away. For Atrocitus, it became his reason for everything. Joining the Red Lanterns isn't exactly for the faint of heart. Literally. When someone gets chosen, their rage takes over and the ring replaces their heart with burning red plasma. Their veins pump fire, and you can, shoot plasma like a living weapon, obviously. It's as terrifying as it sounds, and that's exactly what they are. Walking rage bombs. Their oath is intense too. With blood and anger of flaming red, we infuse men's souls with the darkest terror. It's all about retribution and burning away anybody who stands in the way. But here's the thing, it's personal for these guys. Even heroes like Guy Gardner and Supergirl have worn the Red Lantern ring. Driven by their demons, this kind of makes you wonder, are they villains or just people who've been pushed to the edge? The Red Lanterns tap into something we all feel, rage, the kind that makes you want to burn everything down when you've been wronged. The problem is that they have the ability to actualize those intrusive thoughts. Number 4. Greed. In lanterns, each color represents a powerful emotion. Green represents willpower, yellow stands for fear, red is rage, but orange? Orange is all about greed. And nobody embodies that better than Larfleeze, the one and only member of the Orange Lantern Corps. That's right, it's just the one guy, because sharing is not exactly an option. Larfleeze, also known as Agent Orange, discovered the orange ring millions of years ago while running from outlaws in the Vega system. But here's the catch, this power comes with a heavy price. The more power, treasures, and control he gets, the more he needs. Larfleeze wants it all, and will go to any length to keep it. And, because he's super greedy, he obviously can't have anybody else sharing the power, so he uses his ring to create energy avatars, which are ghostly copies of people he's defeated. Sounds as creepy as it is. They're not his allies, they're just tools for his pursuit of more stuff. Larfleeze doesn't hang with the other lanterns. He stays locked up on Okara, guarding his wealth like a dragon hoarding gold. Paranoid that someone might take what he considers his. He's never satisfied. His oath is simple but dark. What's mine is mine, and mine alone, not yours. Larfleeze is the living, breathing embodiment of greed itself. But think about it. Who hasn't wanted something so badly they couldn't let it go? We might not have glowing ghost minions, but greed can take over in its own way. Want to see where his story goes? Stick around, things are about to get weird. Number 5. Hope. In the Lanterns universe, colors are all about the vibes, and blue is all about hope. The kind of hope that keeps you getting up when things are at their darkest. The Blue Lantern Corps is about spreading that optimism, even in the darkest times. It all started with Ganthet and Sade, two ex-Guardians of the Universe who got fed up with their emotionless peers. They saw the galaxy drowning in despair and decided hope was the way to fix it. So they created the Blue Lantern Corps, dedicated to spreading hope and encouraging others to keep fighting. They set up shop on Odim, a planet as peaceful and calming as they hope to represent. But here's the deal. Blue Lanterns aren't about flashy battles or overpowering enemies. They're about support and teamwork. Their rings get stronger when paired with Willpower's green light. Hope and Willpower work together like, peanut butter and jelly. Ever notice how you find the strength to make something happen when you believe something is possible? That's kind of the core of the Blue Lantern's power. They're not chosen for their fighting skills. They're chosen because they're the ones who inspire people. The ones who light up the room when everything feels like it's going bad. Their rings can calm anger, remove fear, and strengthen Green Lanterns, but they don't fight unless someone has the willpower to back them up. Their oath? Short and sweet, but powerful. On a terrifying day, in a furious night, with strong hearts filled, our spirits ignite. Number 6. Passion. The Indigo Tribe is one of the most interesting groups in the Lantern universe. While most Lantern Corps are about fighting, this tribe focuses on something deeper: compassion. Their story is unique because they're not out there fighting the bad guys so much as they are changing them, offering second chances and redemption. It all started with Abin Sur, a former Green Lantern who wanted to help even the worst criminals see the light. In order to do this, the Indigo Tribe doesn't recruit typical hero types. Instead, they pick the toughest, most hardened criminals. Once chosen, these villains are transformed by the Indigo Rings and staff to feel sympathy for their victims. It's not a quick fix, but they become champions of empathy over time. It kinda makes you wonder if they're not the strongest ones of all. The Indigo Tribe's power is all about healing and redemption. They can even mimic the abilities of other lanterns, showing that compassion can bridge all kinds of gaps. They're not just human, they're cosmic beings with the ability to connect with anyone. Their language is mysterious. The Indigo Tribe has its own way of speaking, a language no one else understands. This language kind of strengthens their bond and also sets them apart. It's like a private world where kindness is the rule. Their oath is also simple. In days of pain and nights of sorrow, we help those in need of our power. With the strength of Indigo, we eradicate misery. Strong stuff. Number 7. Love. The Star Sapphire Corps is all about one thing: love. And not just your typical romantic kind of love. It's the kind of love that holds things together, heals things, fights back against chaos. Think of it as the ultimate cosmic glue, powered by violet light. The Zamorons, ancient cousins of the Guardians of the Universe, thought love was the strongest weapon to protect the cosmos. And they might be right. The story begins when the Zamorons discover violet gemstones infused with love's essence. They turned those gems into powerful rings, and voila, the Star Sapphire Corps was born. But there's one member who stands out: Carol Ferris. She wasn't just another lantern, she showed the universe that love could stand shoulder to shoulder with willpower or fear or rage. Her relationship with Green Lantern Hal Jordan wasn't a subplot, it was central to the saga. It calls to mind that person who really gets you, Star Sapphires are chosen for their depth of heart, not their combat skills. Many have felt love's toughest side: loss, betrayal, longing, which makes them stronger. Their rings can create light structures, heal wounds, and spread hope. But the real thing, love, when unchecked, can turn into something overwhelming, even dangerous. Moreover, the Star Sapphires' oath is as passionate as their mission. For souls long lost and full of terror, for those alone in blackest night, accept our ring and join our fight. Love conquers all with violet's brightness. Love, no matter how tested, always shines the brightest. And who wouldn't want to be part of that legacy? Number 8. Death. The Black Lantern Corps is probably the creepiest force in the Lantern universe. And not just because they can raise the dead, it's because they are death. Unlike other Lantern Corps who are all about emotions like fear or rage, the Black Lanterns focus on something far worse and more singular. Total and complete annihilation of life. Now I want you to picture that. Reanimated corpses with no conscience, no emotion, and just one purpose. If it lives, destroy it. Yikes, right? At the helm of this nightmare is Black Hand, a human obsessed with death, and Necron, the cosmic personification of death itself. You know that cold feeling you get in your spine when things are a little too quiet at night? That's the feeling that you get when the Black Lanterns are lurking nearby. These guys first showed up during the Blackest Night event, a terrifying moment when the black light of death spread through the universe, bringing the dead back to life as mindless killing machines. Think about your favorite hero returning as a soulless zombie. Oh, and he's trying to kill you. What fuels these Deathbringers? The necrotic energy of the Anti-Monitor's corpse, a literal cosmic body. The Black Lanterns are chosen from those who've died violently, often heroes. So now you gotta picture this, your loved ones, or childhood idols, returning to stalk you, no longer human, only driven by a hunger for destruction. It's like a bunch of terrible horror movie scenarios all rolled into one. Their oath kinda says it all. The blackest night falls from the skies. The darkness grows as all light dies. We crave your hearts and your demise. By my black hand, the dead shall rise. Number 9. Life. The White Lantern Corps is the ultimate superhero squad, and they're not about one emotion. They embody everything. While other lanterns represent singular emotions, the White Lanterns tap into the emotional energies combined. You can think of them like Swiss Army knives, really. The Corps was born from a wild event where Hal Jordan, a top Green Lantern, merged with the entity of life. Yeah, he became one with the essence of all existence. With this cosmic power, he became the White Lantern, and could heal, bring life back, and balance the universe. Just think of having the power to undo the destruction that something like the Black Hand would do, just by thinking about it. That's what Hal had to juggle, and it's not a small task. What makes the White Lanterns so special is their mission. They don't just protect life, they revive it. They go head-to-head with dark forces like the Black Lantern Corps, whose job is to, wipe out everything. The White Lanterns are there to counter that, always restoring life and hope wherever it's needed. Their oath speaks to this core mission. On the brightest day, there will be light, to purify the souls and set wrongs right. When darkness falls, gaze to the skies. A fresh dawn arrives. Let there be light. So, when life feels dark, you can bet the White Lanterns are there to remind us that light will always find a way. And those are all the Lantern Corps. So, which one do you like best? And do you remember any of those oaths off by heart? Let us know in the comment section below, and make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss more of these awesome deep dives and strange lore. See you in the next video.